So I'm someone who prefers a fast and cool looking e-bike, but sometimes they just aren't practical. For one, cool looking fast e-bikes are usually big and heavy and pretty much impossible to fit into a regular car. And that's where folding bikes come in. Even though they aren't my cup of tea performance-wise, they can be super convenient when you're really limited on space. As you can tell by my incredibly messy garage, these bikes are just stuck out here in the back. I kind of shove them away most of the time. And to be honest, I really haven't even ridden these this year. I don't use them much, but they really do come in handy when you're gonna be going on a trail and you have to drive there. This is the Angway engine L2.0, I believe, and then the Hitway BK6M. I got these bikes sent to me like last year, and they both have like 100 miles on them, but I don't really get them out much because they're not really my style of bike. I definitely like these bikes more, the moped style ones like the Ridstar, the Amyet, the Meelod. Those are my style of bike. And one issue too is a lot of bike trails are starting to crack down on not only these bikes, but just e-bikes in general. So if you have something that looks a little bit more normal, a little bit more stealthy, like these bikes, you're not gonna have as much of a problem with people yelling at you or getting in trouble as you would with these gigantic bikes. And to be honest, you don't need to be having some crazy powerful bike when you go to a little forest preserve trail or something like this, because you don't need to be going that fast. You can just cruise along on one of these and you're good to go. So today we're gonna be heading to a trail called Waterfall Glen out here in Darien, Illinois. It's about 45 minutes from me. It's over 25 miles away, and if I wasn't out of battery by the time I got to the trail, I would definitely be out of battery by the time I'm done riding that trail. So it's gonna be super convenient to have these folding e-bikes that we can just throw in the back of the car and then take out when we get to the trail. So the Angway was so big, I ended up having to switch them and take both the bikes out again and put them back off camera. And it really just blows my mind that I could fit two of these full-size folding e-bikes into a tiny little hatchback like this. It would be a lot easier if you had like a small crossover, and I'm sure you could still do this with a sedan by putting one in the trunk and then one in the back seat. And we ended up getting to the trail and setting the bikes back up without much drama. And after getting slightly lost, wasn't the waterfall back there to the right? And a little photo detour, we finally ended up making it to the waterfall. If you guys are ever in the Chicago suburbs, Waterfall Glen's a really cool little forest preserve, probably about an hour outside of the city. It's like an hour away from me. And if I had to ride my bike here, I wouldn't have any battery left by the time I got back. And that's what I love about these folding bikes, is they allow you to take adventures that you normally wouldn't be able to take on a bike because you'd run out of battery or it's just way too far for you to ride. All right, let's get this bike out of here. Oh, I love this Angway bike. You can take it anywhere. And you can fold it up in your car. It's just so convenient. The cool thing about this place is there's like another probably 10 or 12 miles of bike trail around here. So we're gonna try and go the whole loop around. The weather might not cooperate with us. It's supposed to rain pretty bad today. It's really hot and humid out, so we're e-bike adventurizing. It's what Bald and Bankrupt would say. He's just some YouTuber. That's the cool thing about these folding bikes is I can just throw them in the back of my hatchback and go pretty much anywhere I want. I don't have to have a pickup truck to throw them in the back. Probably even fit them in the back of a sedan too. Throw one in the trunk and then maybe one in the back seat. Look, it's Chernobyl. Oh, you want to look at what's in the hole? It's a crazy hole right there. Sometimes when you're riding e-bikes, you just got to pull over and take a look at the hole. You having fun back there? How do you like your bike?
I love
it. You're on the Hitway BK6M. You like the step through?
Yeah.
The seat's a little high, but you can't really lower it anymore. Yeah, you got the little suspension seat post. And I'm on the Engine Pro 2.0. I don't know if there's an updated version. I got this bike like over a year ago now. And I was really, really close to selling this thing actually. Selling both these bikes because they just kind of sit in the garage. I feel bad. They just take up space, and I know somebody would use them more, but it's times like this where I'm glad that I kept them because they're just so portable. You know, there's some bikes that fold, and I really don't know why they fold because they're such huge bikes, but this is a good sized bike. Even this Engine Pro is a little bit big with its fat tires. The BK6 back there is definitely way better as far as portability. And that bike's actually faster too. Angway has this thing locked at 20 miles an hour. This Angway has pretty good range because they lock it at 20 miles an hour, and I still haven't figured out how to unlock the top speed on this thing. If anybody knows how to unlock the top speed on the American version of the Engine 2.0, let me know, because I've tried everything to unlock the top speed on this thing, but one side effect of that is that you get good battery range because you're just stuck at 20, 21 miles an hour. So we finished up our ride around the waterfall and headed back to the car. We ended up riding about 12 miles in total, and both our bikes had only lost one battery bar, so not bad for a fun afternoon of adventuring. As you can see, I can fit two e-bikes in my Scion TC, and I didn't drop them this time.
like I did in that other video with the Walmart bike. Ah, got brain free. Alright, so that's how you fit two full-size, foldable 20-inch e-bikes inside of a Scion TC 2011 Scion TC. I didn't drop them this time. That's it for today, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!